This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah. So in the previous discussion, we completed the customization for the move out process. Basically, for move out to happen, we have to maintain three levels of controls. Basically, we have to maintain controls for the document processing, and also we have to maintain the controls for the contract, what we have to create. Then, based on the move out metadata, we are to enter the metering results for the final billing, and then we take the execution of billing, for which we are maintaining a billing document type and also number ranges. But along with the billing document, we need to also maintain the account determination, and then for this account determination, we have maintained the account determination for the reconciliation account and also the account determination for the sub transactions. So that is a process what we are doing for all the different types of billing: consumption billing, manual billing, and also end billing. Now, after doing the end billing, we will be doing the move out billing. For that also, you have to maintain similar type of customizations in the system. So it is repetitive. Only what will change is the document type for the billing and also the main transaction, sub transaction, and the account determination. Now that we have completed the customization, we can see how to go about with the processing the billing document. Now we need the contract which is currently active, for which we are supposed to do move out billing. Now if you go to ES31, you can check the contract what we have created. The contract has been created for revision 60. This contract came into existence from the date of move-in, and we've also done the 1 month's billing. That is valid from 30/11 onwards. The new billing period will start. So we are supposed to actually bill in the month of December, but now that we are doing billing in the month of January for the final move out, automatically it takes into account of consumption starting from 30/11/2019. So on the previous occasion when the metering happened, the metering result was 600. That is the metering happened on the 30th of 11. So on 30/11 onwards, the consumption will start up to move out today, that is 16th of January. Okay. So approximately 30 and then 31st, because we have done the last month billing on 29th. So 30, 31st, 2 days in the month of December, and 31 days in the month of January, and 16 days it will be in the month of January. So December 31 days, 2 days in November, and 16 days in the month of December. So that will come to approximately 33 plus 16. That means going to be approximately 14 days of consumption. So approximately you can expect a meter reading based on the installation base value what you are given, which is basically 600 units. So 600 by 30, 20 units per day into 49. So the consumption for the period will come to 980. 980 plus previous meter reading is going to be 600. So based on this, the meter reading should come approximately 1580. Okay, we will check it. That's what it will do the estimation. Now, first we have to prepare the process execution move out document. For creating a move out document, we require the installation number or the premise number. Installation number is 223. Installation is 223. And we require the contract account which is available for this contract. It is 5301. Contract is, account is 5301. So using this information, we can prepare the move out document. Move out document can be prepared on any day, current day, or any date in the future. Usually the customer has to inform the business at least 1 week before that they are going to have the move out done, because the company has to deploy the service person to go to the installation and take a meter reading, and also check are there any overdue amounts which are unpaid. So it will take some time. So for all this to happen, the customer is expected to provide a kind of a early intimation to the company so that we can process the move out document. So we will create the move out document, customer service, process execution, and then go to move out and then create. So current date is a move out and contract account is 5301, and our installation here is 223. Again, as a part of the move out process, system is supposed to create a meter reading order. Meter reading results as available on 16th of January. Now save the move out document. Again, system will create a meter reading order in the background, and for that meter reading order, we can enter the results by EL28. So we will go to EL28 to enter the results, installation, and if we estimate, it will come to 1560. Okay, so one day I might have taken less, so according to us it is 1580. So 1560, that is the number of days for which we are supposed to have the consumption happened. So approximately 1560 minus 600, 960 is the consumption for the period. Now we will save the particular meter reading result. Now we can go for the billing, EASIBI, bill the consumption. So you're billing by today, the installation is 223. Now in the case of single billing, we have a provision. Not only you can do the billing, but also we can prepare the invoice in the background. This is possible only if you do single installation. Otherwise, when you do mass billing, the system will create only billing documents and then you can process the mass invoicing. But in the case of single installation, when you do the billing will basically produce the billing data, and using that it can process the invoice in the background. Okay, so that's why when you do the billing, we have got the invoice option also. We can select here invoice. So basically just prepare the billing document in the background, and based on that an invoice can be prepared also simultaneously. So let us try whether it can create an invoice. But suppose if you want to create an invoice, we also require the reconciliation key. Okay, so we will enter the reconciliation key 601601 2020 and then execute. Now reconciliation key does not exist. Do you want to create the key? Yes. Now reconciliation key created. Now first it will prepare a billing document in the background, and based on the billing document it will prepare the invoice. So this is a billing document what it has created in the background, and taking it forward it will prepare the invoice. Continue, and the invoice is prepared. Invoice is completed. Go to the log, and then the billing document is created and invoice also created. Now we can check the invoice. Now what is the effect of the final billing? The contract is removed. That means contract has expired. Okay, is effectively from 16th onwards, the contract has ended. So a fresh move-in will be possible, that is from tomorrow. Okay. So that means if you go to ES31, it will show the new billing period will start from tomorrow. We have done the billing up to today. So the new billing will start from 17th of January, and then the contract has been removed. The contract is no more applicable because a move out has happened. Okay. So the new billing period will start from 17th of January. And then if you go to the billing periods, and then if you go to document, we can see it has prepared the billing document first and prepared the invoice in the background. So 287 is the invoice, what has been created, the invoice preview. So payment media ID in the company is not existing. So we maintain the payment medium ID U in the company code, country E does not exist. So you have to check the payment media, what we have maintained earlier. So other day also I noticed it. So I'll just check it today where it has been replaced. Actually, I maintained this. We saw the first invoice, but we will just check it. I'll just check it. Now, if you go to the invoice and then see the document 290, go to environment, display the document. This is a contract accounting document which has been posted. Okay. Now, this contract accounting document is debiting the contract account with 0 to 100. That is the main transaction, what it has determined. So this particular main transaction is debiting the contract account 12,672, and these are the GL accounts, okay, which are basically due for posting. That means the energy account and the tax account have been determined. That means everything remaining same. It is a main transaction. This is, different. Otherwise, the energy GL account and the tax account are the same. Now, we will transfer this particular data to financial accounting, and the payment will also be received. So the process will remain the same. So all the documents what to process will be posted to financial accounting document. You have to post. You have to summarize the reconciliation key, and then we transfer the data to financial accounting. And then you can also enter the incoming payment. So if you go to the close the reconciliation key, so we can go to document, contract accounts receivable payable, go to the document. In document, we can close the reconciliation key. The reconciliation key is 16/0/60 16/01/2020. Close the records, tax account, energy account, and also reconciliation account. So there are 3 GL accounts, save it. Then you can transfer the data to financial accounting. Go to periodic processing and forward posting, execution, transfer to general ledger. So reconciliation key here is 60 and then 16/01/2020. List of documents, local update, remove the test run, and then execute. Now data will be posted to financial accounting. You can see the reconciliation account is debited, energy account and tax accounts are credited with this particular posting. Now we can enter the incoming payment for the contract account to clear the balance amount. So go to FPCD, company code 6000, contract account 5301. Value date is current date 16/01/2020, and reconciliation key. Previous reconciliation key is already closed, so you can prepare a new one. So 16/01/2020-1, the currency INR. Now the total due amount is 12,627, 622. Activate. So basically this is the open item which has to be cleared. So enter the incoming payment and then post it. So payment is posted and then the open items are closed. So now there is no open item for the contract account. So if you go to FPL9 and then try to find out what is the open item, any amount is due, all the open items, there is no open item. All amounts have been paid. But if you select all items, then you can see two debit entries, two payment entries. Okay. So initially we posted 7,920 that was paid. Then we have got invoice posted for 12,672 that has been paid. So the balance account balance is 0. Okay. So basically move out process is controlled through move out document. Based on move out document, the contract also we have maintained the customization. So the moment you do the move out document, automatically what will happen? The system will close the contract. The contract will exist in the system, but it has expired. Okay. So if you go to contract master data, you can see the end date. So go to business master data and then go to the contract and then display. If you check the contract for the contract account 5301, there is one contract 223, but it is no more valid. So basically, if you go to page number 3, move out date is 16/01/2020. So effectively, from this date, the move out is happened and the contract has expired. So basically, installation has become empty in the sense the premise is open now. It is again open for the fresh move-in. Although physically move-in, move-out can happen on the same day, but in the system we cannot do move-in and move-out happening on the same date because basically on the same day you cannot have two meter readings. You require a move-in meter reading has to happen and move-out also meter reading is required. Okay, so that's the reason technically speaking we cannot record on the same day move in and move out. Physically it can happen, but in the system, once the move in has been completed today, the move out can happen next day. Okay, that's the basic understanding. So that is the understanding what you can have it from the business process. So we have done the consumption billing and we have seen the move out billing. The final category of billing is called basically manual billing. Now there is some difference between the billings what you are seeing now and the manual billing what you're going to do. In both cases, when you did the billing, we created the metering order. Okay. The metering order, when you create a billing order is created. That means based on the billing order, the billing is required. And the billing order will actually schedule the billing because when you create a metering order, automatically billing order is created. And based on the billing order, you know when the billing has to happen. So unless there is a billing order, we cannot do consumption billing. We cannot do move out billing because it is dependent on the billing order. Manual billing, on the contrary, there is no meter reading, so there is no meter reading order is required. Only billing order is not required because you're not creating a meter reading order. Naturally, there is no billing order. Okay. So basically, the process is the move out billing is used for the contract account for effecting the back billing, what you call credit memo or sometimes debit memo. That means it is rebilling some of the line items of the contract which have been already billed. That means you already done the billing for the contract in the previous months. For those line items, if you wish, you can do some kind of credit memo or debit memo. These are not regular business process. Whenever there is a requirement for a single contract account, we can do the manual billing, which is basically a credit memo. Okay. But now it is not something what you can do in mass processing. It is something what you can do only in individual case. That means for a single contract account, we can process what you call the manual billing in the form of a credit memo or debit memo. It is called as manual because some of the data we have to enter it manually to go ahead with the processing. Whereas in the case of the consumption billing and also in the case of move on billing, we just executed the billing. There was nothing we could enter on the basically the screen. We are only giving the screen what is the end billing date, and based on that, the billing is supposed to happen. Okay. But whereas in the case of manual billing, certain data has to be entered manually, and based on that, the billing will happen. Okay. Manual billing per se is although one of the category for billing, it is not something what business would use most of the time because it is supposed to be doing things manually and it's not so popular in terms of billing. And whatever activity we are doing with the manual billing, same activity can also be performed through some other transactions like billing corrections, adjustment reversal. Okay. So SAP initially gave three options for billing: manual billing, the consumption billing, end billing, and manual billing. But subsequently, SAP provided some additional features in billing in terms of adjustment reversal or reversal billing. So based on that, you can adjust the credit memo and debit memo. So manual billing is not something what we see used very often in the business. But academically, theoretically, you should know what is the scope of that particular billing, how to do it, and how to process a contract for the manual billing. Manual billing is also used for billing anything which is not dependent on the meter reading. You cannot update any meter reading in the manual billing because only when you create a meter reading order, the results are entered and the results are updated in the installation. So that's the reason manual billing is not something to do with the meter reading process. It is independent of the meter reading. So only for the adjustment of the amounts only we are going to do manual billing. And that is the reason it is independent of the metering order and the billing order. So there's no need of any billing order required. You can go ahead with the billing based on the contract line items which are available for the previous billing. Now, for example, let us say we have done billing for the contract account in the previous months and customer comes back, there is some issue with the billing, what has been done, and they wanted to correct. Okay. Like in the case of water installation, the customer will now report saying that there has been some leakages found and the leakage amount also has been billed in the regular consumption billing. Okay. So naturally business has to provide a credit memo for such installation where the water leakages have been found. So as per the business agreement, they will provide leakages. Let's say billing is happening at 8 rupees. Leakages are given a credit memo at the rate of 1 rupee for the entire quantity. Okay. Or let's say in the case of a utility company, the company had charged the consumers for some increased prices because they were finalizing some kind of fuel prices with the energy generating company, but which was ad hoc price, which was not finalized. So they intimated consumer that will be collecting the amount slightly extra every month. But in due course of time, when the final prices arrive, whenever the prices are going to be reduced, then we will provide the credit memo. That means you are passing on some amount back to customer for adjustment purpose. So that's the basically purpose of the manual billing. Although it is very popularly used for basically for credit memo, you can also use it as a debit memo to pass on some additional charges to consumer in case suppose some extra amount has to be collected from the consumer. So there's no hard and fast rule why manual billing has to happen. It can be for the specific reason which is happening in the business, wherein you have to pass on some amount back to customer or you have to collect some extra amount from the customer. On the billing line items, what have been already billed, okay, historical. That means usually you don't do manual billing for the fresh billing because fresh billing means it is dependent on the meter reading. Manual billing purpose is not to replace the consumption billing or regular consumption billing. It is a supplementary billing process for adjusting the billing line items what have been already billed. Okay, that's the whole idea. Although in Germany they use manual billing for one more reason, which is called the franchisee billing. It's not used worldwide. It's very specific only in Germany, where the municipal authorities also require some amount to be paid for giving some kind of service. Although the entire service is given by the distribution company, the municipal authorities also provide some kind of service in terms of providing provision for laying the cable or some kind of work. Okay, they have to be paid, but they don't have any contract with the consumer. So consumer cannot pay the amount directly to municipal authorities. So utility company will collect the money from the contract account holder as a franchisee amount, and then they pay it to the government. So this has been done on the individual basis, where we can say franchisee billing for 6 months or 1 year according to the agreement. Okay. So for doing the manual billing, we have to maintain again certain customizations. We need first the document type for what we are doing the billing to be done. Just like we got a document type for consumption billing, end billing, we also require a document type for the manual billing. So go to utilities and then go to contract billing and then select the billing execution, manual billing. Define number ranges for the manual billing document. Now, it gives an impression that we have got a different number range for the manual billing, but it is not so. Actually, all the billing documents have the same number range object. That means previously the number ranges are maintained here in the automatic billing and simulation. Define the number ranges. So this number range what you maintain is for the billing document. That means it is not specifically number range is for consumption billing or move out billing or end billing. The number range object is same. So whatever number ranges you maintain here, the same number range is also applicable for the manual billing also. Okay. So only SAP has given a separate transaction just to give that, that is a control what we are supposed to give. Otherwise, it's not a separate number range. So now we can see here the same number range also will appear what we already maintained, that is 01, 04, R1, R2. Okay. So basically number range is the same. You have to assign this particular number range for the document type. Now what is the document type we have to use? So define the document type category for manual billing. Now these are the system defined category of billing, what you can do. So 01 is a category of billing for the consumption billing, and 02 is for final billing. Likewise, 05 is for manual billing. Okay. So basically the category is already fixed. These categories are system defined. They are coded. You must maintain one document type for each category. So for 05 category, we have got document type as MN. MN is the document type which is assigned to the category 05. And for this particular category document, we have to maintain the number ranges. So allocate number ranges to document types. So for MN, the number range has been maintained as 01. Okay. So basically, the number range is affected for this particular document type, MN, which has been declared as basically document for the billing category. Now, when the billing will happen, again the account determination will happen. So we have the total amount of the invoice to be posted to contract account, and then the same amount has to be parallelly posted to the reconciliation account. Okay. So basically that reconciliation account is determined based on the main transaction. Okay. So likewise, we had main transaction for consumption billing and then end billing. We also require the main transaction for the particular process here, what we're doing manual billing, and that is determined from the basically the main transaction type for the manual billing. Like 0100 is basically for consumption billing, 0200 is for the final billing, and 0300 is for manual billing. So if you go to the financial accounting new, and then if you go to financial accounting contract account receivable and payable, and then go to basic functions. In basic functions, we can see postings and documents, and then document, maintain document assignments, maintain main transaction. So this is the actual main transaction. So if you go to application area R, the main transaction is 0200, 0300 for manual billing. It's called manual credit memo back billing. That means you are rebilling the billing line items what you've already done the billing. Okay, so that is 0300. For 0300, we have got the sub transactions. So again, 21 and 11 will be part of these sub transaction because we are having them in our rate. Okay, 21 is for basically the debit, credit for service charges, and then 11 for the energy price. Basically, these definitions are basically used for the understanding what kind of energy charges we are levying on the consumer. So basically, you can say 21 is energy price. We can make it as energy price, but 11 is also energy price. Okay, but which price, which will be debit transaction, which will be sub transaction, that is dependent on the assignment to the company code and the division. So 21 is assigned to company code and division with the debit transaction. Okay, whereas 11 is assigned to company code and the division with the credit transaction. So when you see the assignment to the company code, we can see the debit and credit position for the sub transaction. So we will assign this main transaction sub transaction to our company code and the division, so that based on that particular setting, we should be able to do the account determination. Maintain transactions for ISU, select here, and then here maintain transactions for billing. We can copy the settings which are given for one of the standard company code like 0001 or any other company code which is already maintained. So select 000101 main transaction 0300. Now we will select the available sub transactions and then copy. Actually required 21, 11, 0002 and 0001. 0001 and 0002 are used for the system purpose to debit or credit the contract account, whereas these are the sub transactions which are assigned to our variant programs in the rate. Okay, so 10 and 20 are actually for manual billing or for the manual FICA posting, which will not happen. So even they can be used for the debit and credit posting, depending on how we are doing the assignment. So we will select this particular line and then copy and maintain them for our company code. That is 6000 and then 60. Again 6000, 60, 6000, 60. Because once you assign to the company code and the division, they will be available for the GL account determination. Okay, so company code 6000, enter 6000 and then 60, and now we will save it. Now here you can see that just like in consumption billing how we have done the assignment. So if you select 21, if you see the details, it is marked as debit. Okay, that means whatever the sub transaction value will be debited to contract account. And 11 is for credit posting, like you're doing manual credit memo. The 11 is basically sub transaction for crediting to contract account. So if you see the details, it is marked as credit. Okay, so basically this particular assignment of the sub transactions will ensure whether the line item has to be debited to contract account or it has to be credited. Okay, now we have to maintain the account determination. Account determination we have to do for reconciliation account, and also we have to do for the sub transaction, that is the revenue accounts, EK01 and EK02. So first we will go to account determination for main transaction. So go to postings and documents, document, define account assignments for automatic posting. Select here, automatic GL account determination. Then define account assignment data relevant to main transactions. Select here. Now our chart of account, what we are using in the company code is INT. Now previously we assigned 1,45,20, okay, which is basically for consumption billing. 1,45,21 is for basically the end billing. Likewise, we can use a different GL account for the manual billing, 1,45,22. Okay. Now, SAP has not given the GL account, but I have created already in the same chart of account. We have to extend it to our company code. So basically, GL account has to be maintained at the chart of account level and then extend it to the company code. So if you go to FSP0, we have got a GL account 1,40,522, which is basically for manual billing. Okay, this GL account is already available in the chart of account. Now we have to assign it to company code. So go to FS00, 1,45,22. You have to maintain to company code 6000. So we can select it with the reference. We already have the GL account maintained 1,40,520 at the company code level, that is 6000. So you can copy this particular data and then you can save it. So this is the GL account to be used for the posting the reconciliation account for the manual billing. Now we have to maintain GL account for the sub transactions. So sub transaction GL account are maintained in ISU defined account assignment data relevant to transactions. So if you select here, we have got already maintained for 6000, 60, and then 60. And the main transaction is 0300. We have maintained, we did not maintain, we have to maintain. We only created the GL account. So go to create an entry. So our company code is 6000, division is 60, ID for account determination is 60, and the main transaction is 0300. So GL account is 1,40,522, and then save it. Now we have to maintain GL account for the sub transactions, energy account, but we have to maintain for 21 and 11. 20 is for debiting, 11 is for crediting. If I'm going to make a credit memo, sub transaction 11 has to be entered in the billing document. So we will go to ISU define account assignment data relevant to transactions. So here we already have maintained for company code 6000, 60, and then 60 for 0100, 21 and 11. So the GL account will remain the same, okay, but the main transaction sub transaction will change. Okay, the main transaction is changing, but assigned sub transactions will remain the same. So our GL account also will remain the same. So you can select 21 and then single copy, change the main transaction to 0300, 8,520, and tax code is 61, save it. Now this is for 21. So you can copy the same line and maintain for 11. Everything remaining same. 11 is a sub transaction, 8,520, and then save it. So basically, we have got all the assignments done as far as the document type, account determination. Now we will see how to process the manual billing. But for processing the manual billing, we require a contract and the corresponding billing document. It's a billing document what you're going to reprocess for the manual billing. So let us create one new billing. We'll create two billing documents. One billing document for credit memo, one for the debit memo. How we can handle both, we will see. So existing installation I cannot do, because if I do move in now, it will come up for billing only by end of this month. So we will prepare a move in a such a way a billing document is created, let us say in October or November. November, December, we can do consumption billings. And for one of the document, you can see how to do credit memo, and one document you have to do debit memo. Okay. So we will prepare a new contract to be prepared for the particular installation, what we are supposed to do. So we can use the same contract account, but create a new installation and then do the moving. So if we go to ES31, this is the existing installation 223. So premise is 179. We can create a new premise and then prepare the installation data. Go to technical master data, premise, and then create a premise with reference to the reference premise 179 and then save it. So our installation premise has been created as 200. The new premise is 200. Premise is 200. For the premise 200, we will prepare the installation data. So go to create a new premise, new installation, ES30. It is effective from 01/01/2019, division 60. We can copy the data what is maintained for one of the installation, that is 223. That is the installation what we have. Now only thing what will change is the premise number, and the premise number is 200. That means our rate category and billing class MRNT is same. Save it. Now we have to do a device installation for this particular installation. So the new installation is 227. We have to do a device installation. Now we'll find out what was the device assigned to the previous installation. So if you go to ES31 223 devices, we have assigned a device which is 887 for the material 241. So for 241 material, we can find out are there any devices available. So if you go to IKey09 and material is 241, find out devices that are available with the status AVLB. Go to status included AVLB and then execute. So now we have got devices here 895, 896, 897. Now let us see what is the portion of 895. So 895 is available from 1st of October 2018. So we can use this particular device, that is 895. 895 is the device which you have to install. So let us go to create a device installation, full installation. So go to device management and then go to device installation and then go to installation and then full. The installation effectively from 1st of January 2019. Okay, installation number we have to find out. Installation for the premise 200, that is 227, and activity date 01/01/2019, and the new device is 895. There are two device locations, so select 90 as a device location. Activity reason, installation extension, material reading at the time of device installation is 0. Expected periodic consumption is 600 units for 30 days. And then rate type. You'll enter the rate type, which is Z600, and then save it. So we have done a device installation, which is a full installation. Now for this installation, we can do the move-in process. So we can go to EC50E, do the move-in. Now we are in the month of January, so we can do November and December, the billing. Okay, November and December will be the billing. So November first you can do the move-in. So you get 2 months for November and December, wherein you can create the billing documents, and then these billing documents you can reprocess for credit memo or debit memo. So we will say move-in document is 01/11/2019, and the contract account is 5301, and then we will select what is the installation. Installation we are prepared for the premise 200, which is basically 227. So installation is confirmed 227. We have copied all this data. Now at the time of move-in, a metering will happen. We will maintain the ID for account determination, which is 60, and based on that, we will save the move-in document. Once the move-in document is prepared, it will have a metering order created, and based on that metering order, we are supposed to enter the metering results. So select the particular output device, print the welcome letter, print preview, come back. Now the moving document has updated the contract. So if you go to ES31, so a contract has been created effectively on 1st of 11, and the billing period is starting from 1st of 11. The first metering will happen in the month of November, and then metering and billing will happen. So the effective billing period is starting from the 1st of November. Okay, that is the date on which move-in has happened. The contract is effectively available from 1st of 11. So now after the move-in has happened, the metering process can start in the month of November. So you can go to EL01, create a metering order. So the installation is 227, and then go to metering reason. The metering reason is 01, that is the consumption billing, execute. So the metering will happen in the month of November 2019. So go to metering date in 2020 in November, 29/11/2019. Select here and then create the order. You can also create a metering order for the month of December. So execute, and in the month of December 2020. Previously you created for 20, I think that was wrong. So we'll just see. It is to be 19 actually. So go to EL37, see whether we created the wrong metering order. Installation for the premise division 60, 227 is the installation. Execute. So it's correct, 29/11/2019. So similarly, we have to create a metering order in the month of December. So go to EL01, installation is 227, execute. So 29/11/2019, 27th of December 2019. 27th of December 2019, select it, create the order, and then come back. So now we can enter the metering results for the month of November and the December. So go to EL28. So first we'll select November. So now it is showing there are two meter readings what are possible. So if you see the installation ES31 already metering results entered, MR date. Okay, moving also you did not enter the metering results, so you have to enter. Okay, so first we'll go to EL28, and if you see EL28, it is showing 3 dates. Why? Because after the move-in, we did not do the metering. So first we will enter for 0111, that's the date of move-in. At the date of move-in, it was 0. Okay, and then save it. Now we will do on 29th of 11. So approximately 600 units for 30 days. Now this is something like 29 days. So 29 into 20, around 580 is the consumption. So if we estimate, it will be 580. Now save it. Now from 29 to next month 27. So that means 30, 31, 2 days and 27. So again it will come to approximately 29 into 20, 580. 580 plus 580. That is going to be mid reading for the month of December, 1160. So go to EL28 and then select installation and then estimate. It is 1140. Okay, 1 day short we are taking, so 1140. So we can take up to 1200 and then save it. So basically metering is entered for both the dates. First I will do billing and invoicing for November. Then we'll do billing and invoicing for the December. Then you can see how to process the manual billing. So go to EASIBI billing, 29th of November 2019, 29 November 2019, 29 November 2019, and then execute. Billing is terminated. Well, why is billing terminated? You can guess it. Now, quantity is available, but where is the price? Okay. In order to do the quantity 01, we have to do price also involved. In the previous case, what happened? We maintained price at the installation facts, but installation facts are applicable for individual installation. So now when it is doing the billing for this month, for this contract, the price is not there. So if you see the log, it will say operand value is missing or no contract is found. So we will find out what is the reason. So maybe, of course, that error will come. The contract, we have to old one, we have to remove it. And this is the installation, what we're billing. But still the error will come. Why? Because the price operand is not there. So billing is terminated, see the log. It says no operand values are found for operand 60-2. Operand 60-2 is the price, okay? Which means we have to maintain again the price key. Previously we maintained at installation level, okay? But now that we are going to do so many installations in the future for the same rate category, why to go on maintaining for each installation individually? So that's why SAP has given the provision to maintain the price record at the rate category level. That means if the same rate category is used for n number of installations, having the same billing class and the rate category, instead of maintaining individually the price master, you can always maintain it at rate category level. So now we will see how we maintain the facts information at the rate category level. Go to billing and then billing master data and then define prices. All the price maintained. Go to define the rate category, change the rate category. Jet 600 is the rate category. Select here, go to facts. So our operand what we require here is basically 60-2. And we can maintain it effectively from 0101 2019 and then continue. So valid from 0101 2019 till 31st 12 999. And for the same billing class and the division, we already maintain the price key. So if you find out a price key is found out as 103, this is the price key, and then transfer and then save it. So now we have done the price master. We will execute the billing. EASIBI, 29th of November 2019. Document date is 29/11/2019. Posting date 2019. Installation 227. So now billing is completed. We will also do billing for 27 of December 2019, 27 December 2019, 27 December 2019, and then execute. So billing is terminated. So billing order for 227 is 32. Okay. So let me check what is the due date for billing. So go to ES31 billing periods and billing order 27th December 2019. So EASI BI 27/12/2019, 27/12/2019, 27/12/2019, execute. So it is saying billing order for 27 schedule billing 30/12, process 01 not in the installation. So let us find out. Go to ES31 227 MR results. MR results were entered on 27th of December 1200. Billing order is 27/12/2019. So let us see the portion or the meter reading date. So go to scheduling and then schedule record, display, MR unit 60-1 and MR date by 30th. 27/12/2019. Schedule billing date 32. Okay, because of the factory calendar, the date has come differently. So 30/12, the date of billing is 30/12. So go to EASIBI. So 30/12/2019, 30/12/2019, 30/12/2019, installation 227, execute. Billing is completed. Now we can prepare the invoices for both the billings, EA19. Although you can do joint invoicing, you can do joint invoicing also. That means you can combine both the billings into one single invoice, or you can do individual also. So if I do invoicing with today's date, then it will combine both. Otherwise, it will combine individually. If I mention the invoice date as 29th of November, then it will take only that particular billing document. But we will say individual billing. So 29th of November 2019, 29th of November 2019. Reconciliation key, we will say 60/29/11/2019. Contract account is 5301. Now there will be two billing documents what you need to invoice, 2306, 2307. Okay, but we are going to do the billing for 2306 first. That is the first billing. Continue. This is for the first billing. We have prepared the invoice. Now we will do for 30/12/2019, 30/12/2019. Reconciliation key same, contract account is 5301, and then execute. Now there is only one billing document left, 2307, and come back. So for the installation, we have updated the billing document and the invoice. So as of now, for the 2 months, we have got two billing document and the two invoice numbers. Now we will process the billing document 2306 and 2307 for the manual billing. So tomorrow first we will do for 2307 a manual billing credit memo, how to prepare. And then for 2306, we'll prepare the debit memo using the manual billing. Okay. So because you require the contract and the existing contract billing documents for the historical date, so for them, we can process the manual billing. Okay. So all our configurations are ready. So tomorrow first we'll finish the contract billing, contract debit memo, credit memo. Then we'll start working on the collective billing, how to do the collective billing.
Sir, what is the configuration needed for doing this mobile-based billing or SBM billing?
Can you explain the process? What is a mobile billing?
For example, in our system, the mobile, there is a BAPI which is being given. Application is there in mobile. Post downloading that application, the meter readers can download the MRUs, meter
Okay.
reading unit, and the
Okay.
entire MRU is downloaded in the system, wherein
Okay.
they can log in. So that is a application which is locally designed. So that is a different thing. So, but then there is an integration between that and SAP, so that all the MRUs are when they use that application and log in, the MRUs are automatically downloaded.
Okay. See, basically your meter reading device is a handheld device. So
Yes,
end of
and
the day, one day, end of the day, whatever readings you are taking in the mobile, it will be passed on to SAP system. Okay. So in the
yes,
SAP system, when you do the billing, again the same configuration, whatever periodic consumption billing configuration you're doing, same configuration. Because end of the day in ISU, there's no category like mobile billing. The mobile is only instrument for entering the metering results.
I
Okay.
got your point, sir. That is, I'm not asking for a specific category as mobile billing. That is the handheld device billing or SBM billing,
Okay.
SBM compatible billing.
Okay.
So, is there any checks which we need to maintain for SBM compatible billing?
No, basically your meter readings, when they are entered, they will be entered with the reason that handheld device meter reading entered. Okay. So when the BAPI, you are downloading meter reading and you are again reading the meter readings back into SAP, when the results are entered, you have to basically data upload because your handheld device is sending the data. You have to upload that information into SAP system. So meter reading reason will be entered as handheld device. But as far as the billing is concerned, there's no change, the same configuration, whatever you are doing.
Billing will be the same because the logic is same.
Yeah,
That is fine. Billing will be the same. There is no different billing
yes,
as mobile billing.
yes,
That is same.
yes.
Well, I was only asking about that
Huh.
the process
You have
of
to,
downloading and
yeah,
reading.
yeah, the ABAPer will set up an interface for downloading the metering results from the SAP system into handheld devices,
Okay,
and then they will,
for that.
and then the ABAPer will set up a interface for uploading the data. So if you see here, entry of metering results, data upload, ELEU, a upload mechanism, either data can come from the IDOC or it can come through BAPI. If it is coming from the IDOC, then what will happen? The handheld device will send the metering data in the form of XML data. That XML data will come to a EDF subsystem wherein a data conversion will happen. Whatever
Okay.
XML data is coming from the handheld device will be converted into SAP format and an inbound IDOC is created. And when the system receives the IDOC, it will update the metering results in the system in the IDOC form. But we are reading that IDOC to update the metering results. That means from handheld device, the data can come through in the form of IDOC. So handheld device will send the data in the form of XML. It will come to EDI subsystem. And from EDI subsystem, data conversion will happen. So there will be a PI consultant who will do this conversion, data conversion. And then with this data, it will create a inbound IDOC, intermediate document. And IDOC will come and receive in the SAP system. Then we read the IDOC and then upload the data into system. Same thing will happen in the case of smart meter also. In the smart meter, the third party company will send the data in the form of an IDOC. Then they will read the IDOC into SAP system and it will update the data in the profile uploading. But here it is a single value. So it will update the data into metering result. Only thing, you are not entering data manually. It will be read through IDOC and then enter it in the system.
So will we cover this in smart metering, sir? This part?
This is not our job. It's the ABAP job.
Okay.
It's not functional consultant job. It is the ABAP job. ABAP will do for you.
Okay.
Okay. Right.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay.